Bengals pay Jamar Chase and T. Higgins tons of money. We saw what they just paid them. But them paying Chase and Higgins just set the team back 3 years at least, if you ask me. And it puts them even further away from returning to the Super Bowl like they've been trying to get back to. Yes, we know that they went to the Super Bowl. We know that they went to the AFC Championship game in back-to-back seasons for the AFC chip. We know that. And the only way that they were able to get back to that AFC Championship game, and not the only way, but one of the big reasons they were able to get back to that game was because their defense was actually top 15 for the first time in Joe Burrow's career. The defense on average has been the 23rd best in yards and the 18th best in points. So below middle of the pack in the NFL since they've had Joe Burrow. They've absolutely failed Joe Burrow defensively, and you can even argue in some cases they failed Joe Burrow up to this point. No offensive line. You took forever to not only pay, but now you had to overpay for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That price just kept going up the more that players kept getting paid. They were 25th in yards and points last year. They were the third worst in red zone percentage last year defensively. So that just destroys the hopes of their defense being solid for the next season. Now, yes, you can go out, you can draft well. More times than not, NFL teams do not draft well and hit on a lot of players like we've seen Howie Roseman do. I mean, back-to-back years of drafting well just put them in the Super Bowl. 1 year of drafting well, I would argue, does not really move the needle for you. Let me take that back. It does move the needle for you, but not as much as you think it would. You have to have combined years, multiple years, strung together like the Eagles just did, to have those draft picks actually make a difference for you. And Joe Burrow, you could argue, was one of the losers of free agency as well. Yes, it was great for him to get Chase and Higgins, so he's a winner there, but you could also put him himself in the double dippers category of the free agency segment we just did, because the losers are his hopes of a defense. Now he has to go out and score 35, 42 points a game. Thankfully, he's got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but it just sucks to see this for Joe Burrow because it feels like he continuously gets failed by the Cincinnati Bengals. They scored 28 points per games in losses. Teams who scored 28 plus won 86% of the time in 2024. But the Bengals had other things to say about that. The Bengals did not perform defensively up to a 28 point per game offense like they should have. And I mean, just look at what Joe Burrow's been through. Drafted by a horrible franchise at the time in the Bengals. They're still like borderline. Okay, are they getting into that status of good? Yes, they went to a Super Bowl, but their overall collective actions as a franchise kind of make you say otherwise. Bad O-line most of the time he's been there. Bad defense most of the time he's been there. He had to come out and publicly say, restructure my deal so you can pay Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Because the team wasn't doing it quick enough. They weren't doing it as the price was starting to go up. And I think Joe Burrow really saw that. I do. And that's why he said, I'll restructure my deal to get these guys locked up. And now there's no money for the defense to be paid. Just no money. And I'm not saying that the Bengals are going to be this bad team for the next 3 years. But when their playoff losses pop up, or even, heaven forbid, their Super Bowl loss or losses, which we'd be having a different conversation if we're talking about Super Bowl losses popping up for them, you're going to take a look at that defense each and every time, unless they draft well, unless they make some midseason acquisitions, which they very well could. I'm not too sure about that yet, but we'll see how it plays out. I mean, really, we will see how it happens. And again, they could have signed Chase and Higgins much longer ago to avoid this potential money pit that they could be in right now with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and obviously paying Joe Burrow the amount of money that they are. A combined $69 million a year, which is $10 million higher than any other wide receiver duo in the league between Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And again, 45% of their salary cap next year is going to 3 players in Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. And maybe more if Trey Hendrickson somehow comes back. Maybe more. Who knows? But the Bengals have been set back at least 3 years by paying that amount of money to the wide receivers. that they just did.
Hey, it's AJL here. Appreciate you sticking to the end of the video here on YouTube. You could have chose any other show, but you chose my video, and for that, I'm very grateful. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media. Hit the bell on the channel so you never miss a post. Check me out on all social media platforms. Right here, you'll find a chance to subscribe to the show, a related video, and a playlist. See you guys in the next one.